Hey professionals, Sophia Sarah Joseph here, author of Choreography of Awakening, international speaker, former Olympic figure skating coach, and founder and creator of imagintlife, a revolutionary path to mastery of self that leads towards creation of your masterpiece, the life you were born to live according to your life's blueprint. Welcome to Professionals on Air podcast, a podcast where we discuss how to walk, talk, live, and grow authentically as a professional in the 21st century. It is my intention to bring you diverse and exciting speakers and prove that no matter where we come from and what we do, there are clear laws that work through us all that we can tap into to create what we desire. And today, I have the pleasure and honor to introduce you to my amazing guest, my friend, Anastasia Lover. Anastasia is an NLP certified business sales and influence coach. And being a natural introvert, Anastasia had to overcome many challenges to develop the skills and confidence to become a speaker, an online influencer, and leader in the entrepreneurial community. She is the founder of the Intropreneur Academy, an academy dedicated to helping introverted professionals build their skills of confidence, influence, and leadership so they can impact more people. Welcome, Anastasia. Thank you so much for your gift of time and generosity, of your wisdom to share with us today.
Hello, guys. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much, Sophia, for offering me this opportunity to come on here and just provide some value to the community.
Tell us a little bit about what you do and how did you get started?
Well, to tell you a little bit about my story, I am, as you know, Sophia, I am from Russia. I was born in Russia. So being born, in a very repressed society, kind of growing up in a place where we didn't have a lot of freedom of speech, not a lot of, positive thinking, entrepreneurship going on. And also coming from a family history of, some probably not the best childhood, which I'm not going to bore you with in today's conversation. But I really, being a natural introvert, it really exacerbated my introversion. I wasn't a very social person. I didn't have a lot of friends. And when I moved to America when I was 11 years old, coming to a brand new country where I didn't speak the language and also didn't have a lot of friends. So really had to start from scratch. It was very difficult. I really had to learn how to adapt to the culture, the language. And when I became a young adult, I didn't go straight to college. So I thought to myself, what career can I get into that's going to give me the success that I want without having gone to college at that point? Um, and I decided on sales. So my very first career choice was actually me and my friend, my best friend, got into network marketing, which, as you can imagine, for an introvert is it could be traumatic to say the least. But I learned a lot. It was very difficult. It was very, very difficult. And luckily, a couple years into it, I stumbled upon an event. It was a workshop. It was totally by chance. And at this event, this is when I started to learn the concept and the concept of neurolinguistic programming, if you're familiar with it.
Yeah,
So
I think we met at that event.
yes, yeah, exactly. So Matt was amazing. He was the founder of Evolution Seminars, and so when I got exposed to that world, it was the first time in my life that I realized that communication, influence, relationship, it's not something that you naturally have to be good at, which I wasn't, and I also understand a lot of people aren't. It's something that can be learned. It's a skill that we can develop. It's a science that we can learn. And really being exposed to this, I was amazed that this is something that even as an adult already, that I can learn this. And so it was very exciting. So not only did I complete the program, but I actually became one of their trainers, and I worked for a few different seminar companies for a couple years. Now, right after that, I actually decided to go back into corporate sales because knowing this knowledge and knowing that. Um, influence, right? Relationships, sales. This is a process that we can actually learn and have impact on other people. So I decided to step back into corporate sales to develop those skills even further. And in total now, I've spent about 17 years in sales, which is a very long time. This is one of the areas or one of the career choices that a lot of people struggle with. But in my opinion, there's really no better way to understand, to learn how to understand human psychology, right? Anything that has to do with sales and marketing is really psychology. So I chose this as my career path so I can develop on those skills of understanding what makes people make certain decisions, right? What gets them excited, what pushes their buttons. So really the psychology behind it. And after 17 years of being in sales, I actually ended up leaving the corporate world to become a full time entrepreneur because I found my mission in helping other introverted entrepreneurs be able to build the confidence and the influence skills to build a business that's based on client relationships, that's built on influence. Because again, everything in business revolves around relationships. So that's kind of um, a quick story of my story as well as why I came into this field.
Well, what can I say? Like you speaking, and I'm sure people that are watching would have exactly the same experience as I am experiencing right now with you, going like, "What? Introverted? This woman? Seriously?" I mean, your confidence, your competence, it's just the energy that you're bringing through in the way you're sharing your story is the message in itself of that transformation. And I mean, it's probably for people that are watching this, it's hard to imagine that you were shy and introverted. So that's
Yeah.
seriously a big, huge shout out of acknowledgement that of what you share.
Yeah, I mean, who you are in your own time, right, in your comfort zone, and how you show up when you're in front of the camera or when you're in front of a client or in front of a community. As a professional, and I'm sure we'll talk more about this, but that's really what I believe being a professional is about. It's knowing when to turn on that switch and show up as your best self. Even if you
Um,
do like to, go home and just shut off everything and and be the introvert that you
well,
that
now
you are.
that you're saying that, what does professionalism mean to you?
So for me, being a professional means understanding that it's not about us, right? It's not about us, it's about our clients. So a lot of people, whether entrepreneurs, professionals in any industry, we focus so much on our own limitations, right? The fears, the not wanting to step outside of our comfort zone, putting ourselves on social media, um, offering or selling our value, right? So many people have so many limitations around those things. And I believe that limitations are self serving because they make us feel safe, right? They keep us in our comfort zone. But being a professional means starting to care more about your clients, right? Other people, starting to care more about them than yourself. So, this kind of ties into running your business with integrity, where you're putting other people before yourself. And a part of that is overcoming those limitations. It's learning how to communicate in the way that your clients want to be communicated to, right? Learning how to market to them, learning how to sell to them in the way that makes them excited. So again, it's not about us, it's about them. Um,
So
and also, mhm,
what I hear you say is generosity is a huge component of that.
exactly,
Is that accurate?
exactly, exactly. It's the generosity that, you know, I I have the responsibility to be the best person that I need to be in all levels, right? In my communication, in my mindset, to serve my clients the best. and learning how to offer our value and our service confidently, knowing that what we do is good for the people that we serve, right? There's so many people that have so much fear around self promotion or getting on a sales call or just even offering what it is that they do. But we have to understand that people are getting influenced left and right? There, you're walking down the street and there's fast food restaurants, and you put on the TV, and then there's commercials, and people are getting influenced to buy things, to make decisions that are actually to their detriment, that are unhealthy for them, unhealthy life choices. And if we know that our service is good, it does good, it helps people, it saves lives, it saves finances, saves relationships, then it becomes our duty to learn how to influence and learn how to relay our message and get people really excited about what we do um, because it's good for them, right? So we need to become better influencers than all of those other corporate giants out there that are actually doing more harm than good.
I really love what you're sharing, and I love how you put sales into the framework of psychology and also generosity in that sense. Because how many entrepreneurs and business owners fail because the sales is like, ooh, the thing that they're scared of, and they don't want to bring that forth. And then we're really creating disservice not only to ourselves but most important to the people that we serve. So thank you truly for sharing that. This is very powerful.
Thank you. Yeah, sales is
Anastasia,
service.
yeah. Anastasia, what would you say, in your opinion, separates great professionals from run-of-the-mill ones?
It's I believe that what separates great professionals from and correct me if I'm not saying this right again. I'm run of the mill ones, right? I think I'm saying that right. It's the dedication to your craft. Again, it's knowing that what you do is so powerful. It makes a difference. It saves lives, saves health, saves relationships. It makes such a difference that not only do we put all of our time and effort to actually become the best at what we do so we can deliver that service that we promise. But again, there's a lot of pre work to that because I can't deliver my genius or I can't deliver my service to people unless people actually buy. And I think that there's so many people out there right now that call themselves professionals, so many people on social media that call themselves consultants and coaches and entrepreneurs that really haven't, not only have they not studied their own craft, but they haven't really put in the effort into understanding human psychology, understanding what's going to make their perfect clients get so excited about their offer, then it's going to be a no brainer for them. So it's the amount of effort that you put into understanding who your ideal client is, what their pain is, what their goals are, what their struggles are, really understanding their full psychology around everything that's going on and why they even want or why they need your service. And then from there, making sure that you over deliver on the service. So I think that is the biggest thing that separates true professionals from
Well,
somebody not so much.
I can imagine how much preparation you yourself are putting in on preparing maybe for a call, but more importantly, probably working with your own self in your own development, right? So would you,
Absolutely.
so would you share with us what is the first 60 minutes of your day look like?
The first 60 minutes, and the funny thing is that I have actually gone back and forth because I think that there's no one fits all. I think to all of us, we have to find what's going to work best for us. Um, for me, I spend the first probably more than 60 minutes, maybe like 2 hours. So I try to wake up even earlier because I really want to get myself into the perfect, or I guess there's no such thing as perfect, but into the best mindset that I could possibly be in. So a part of that is just practicing gratitude. The reason why I believe that practicing gratitude is so important is because a lot of times as entrepreneurs, we can kind of see what other people are doing. We can start comparing ourselves to others, and we start to expect things from ourselves, from our clients, just from our life. And getting ourselves to the point of humbleness to where rather than expecting things, we can start look at life and say, wow, I am so blessed that I even have the opportunity to have my business, to be able to serve other people, to be able to have the freedom, right? Where I don't have maybe, if you're an entrepreneur, you don't have a boss screaming over your shoulder, but you have the freedom to make decisions. And that in itself it's such a heart opener, and it alleviates so much pressure, and it allows us to be able to again really come from a place of service. So I spend a lot of time on just practicing gratitude, and I don't time limit it because every day is different. So I don't put a time limit on it. I gauge how I feel as my time limit.
So how do you practice gratitude? What do you do? Is there a specific action that you
Yeah.
take? What do you do to practice gratitude?
Well, I have a few songs. They're classical songs that I put on that are very emotional. So I think that a part of gratitude is opening up, opening yourself up to feel the emotions that kind of start to make me think about my family and my life and maybe other people who don't have opportunities like I do. Again, coming from Russia to here, you really see the difference between countries or people that have opportunities and people that don't. So, so I start with that, and then I start to journal. I go into it with just an open mind, and I start to write, and I start to write all the things that I'm really grateful for, why I'm grateful for those things. Um, so that is really the biggest thing is really spending my time on getting myself into the mood. I I heard that, and don't quote me on this, but somebody told me that the lady who wrote The Secret, who created The Secret, when she was creating The Secret, the movie, the book, before she would sit down to write, she would always think about things and gratitude and just empathy that got her into tears. And so she waited until she started having tears falling down her eyes, and then she would write the secret. And so I keep that in mind that if I want to really have a really heartfelt, successful day that I'm really coming from a place of serving, I really need to tap into that place of gratitude.
So tapping into your heart,
Yes.
and that's probably also connecting to your intuition as well, and just bringing the clarity to the overall day. Thank you for sharing that. So journal on gratitude, friends. That's going to put you in the right mindset for the day and prepare for service for your clients. I was gonna ask you what um, what contributed to your success, but I think you kind of already answered that question because I can imagine that this kind of setup for your day is already a huge contribution to your success. But maybe you would think of something else as well. So what else do you think contributed to your success? A mentor, the way you do business, some quality. What do you think is the most important one? Or is it your offer or something else?
Yeah. Well, there's so many things, right? So it's really success is a combination of all the little things that you do every day, every week, every month that kind of add up together. And then one day you look back and you say, "How did I get here?" Right? But I would say that really one of the biggest things that I just focus on daily is, sometimes when we try to think of too big of a goal, or it's always great to have that end result, right? That vision, why we're doing what we're doing, the values that we're meeting for us and the people that we love or the people that we want to serve. It's really, really good and really important to keep those in mind. And at the same time, thinking about, I have to do all these things that everybody else is doing to be successful, it could be very overwhelming. And this is one of the things that in working with clients, that I see a lot of introverts experience, is because they're trying to think of all these different things that they have to do, speak on stages and get on a bunch of calls and network with all these people, and it just becomes overwhelming. So, one of the biggest tips of advice that I would give is focus on the smallest things that make the most impact. So, if something is I'll give you an example, for example, and this kind of goes back to what I teach my students is in today's world, being an entrepreneur, an online entrepreneur, there are, I mean, if you go online, right, everybody is promoting something. They're saying you have to do this and you have to do that and you have to, write books and you have to do launches and you have to do Facebook ads. And there's so many things that just become overwhelming, confusing, and it'll make
And
anybody
you become
say,
frozen and not do
you're
anything.
frozen. Exactly, exactly. So through my experience, and I'm speaking from experience. So this is something that I've kind of experienced. I've tried different things. I've tried putting a little bit of effort into everything which didn't work. And one thing that I've realized that works best for me, that works best for some of the most successful people that I see, and this is actually one of the things that I stand for when you're first starting a business and when you're first working on toward, that successful goal, is focus on the things that make the most impact. And in my opinion, I'm sure that you'll guess what that is. And that is human relationships.
Hmm.
I think in today's world, um, in the world of algorithms and hashtags and technology, we're moving
Selfie, selfie,
farther.
selfie.
Exactly, exactly. And then people are so focused these days on strategies and hacks and what's the latest tool that's going to make it easy for them. I'm seeing a lot of coaches out there that are saying, grow a six-figure business, never have to talk to anybody. And I'm still shocked at how that works, because I believe that at the base, at the foundation of any business is human relationships. And if you can just focus on developing human relationships every day, whether it's with an affiliate partner that maybe you can support them, they can support you, whether it's reaching out to people on social media, just starting conversations, finding out if they're struggling with anything, that they have questions about anything that maybe you can offer a solution to, getting on calls, whether they're sales calls, consultations, support calls. I'm a true believer that if you can get really good at having conversations and building those human relationships, you're never going to have to worry about a shortage of clients ever. It doesn't matter how technology changes. At the end of the day, we relationships are wired into us after, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of years, and computers are not going to change that. So,
This this is a huge value bomb, Anastasia, truly. And it's so specific too. And my question to you is, when you're introverted entrepreneur, relationship doesn't come that easy for you. So what would you be advice for the introverted entrepreneur to help them to develop the relationships better?
mhm. Yeah, and there's a lot that goes into it. Obviously, working on yourself, right? Because usually when people have confidence issues around other people, there's some self work that they need to do. But specifically when it comes to business, me being an introvert and an entrepreneur, and the fact that relationships don't come easy to me, understanding that again, building relationships, communication, influence, it's a science. And if you can learn the science, because people might say, well, if you're using some sort of a strategy to communicate with me, that's manipulation, right? I think that's some people might have that you need to be your authentic self. Well, if I'm my authentic self and I don't want to talk to a lot of people, right? I want to be at home and I want to be in my comfort zone. But I also know that other people need what I have. So it's my responsibility to learn that science of communication, the science of building relationship, and do it for them, and do it in a way that doesn't drain me. I think that's the big thing, because once you learn kind of what makes people make certain decisions, how to talk to them, how to build connections, how to build rapport, how to get them excited. Once you learn that science, you can do it in your sleep. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to feel like you're getting outside of your comfort zone. You can maintain that comfort zone with you and at the same time be a great relationship builder or communicator.
And that is what you're helping people to do. Is that
Yes.
right? Super. So my question to you is my surprise question, my favorite one is imagine that your name changed today and you are no longer called Anastasia and you have to choose a new name out of these four: success, trust, courage, or passion. Which of these names would you choose and what would change in your life as a result?
Oh, that's a really good question. I would say trust.
So
I would
your
say
name
trust.
is Trust Lover.
Trust lover.
So what's changed?
So being being an introvert, um, and I think most introverts are this way. We're very, because we're more inwardly focused, we're a lot more analytical, which is a good thing. But over analyzing things prevents us from sometimes taking action, because we want to make sure that we got everything figured out. And the other thing too is that, and this is a very common issue that I see with a lot of introverted entrepreneurs.
For you, your
For me,
trust.
yes. Yes, yes. So, and this was actually for me too, is that sometimes we tend to have a fear of success, because we feel that if we are successful, we're going to get overwhelmed by all the people that we're going to be responsible for. And, we're going to have to be out there so much that it kind of freaks us out and holds a lot of us back. And that was a big, big issue for me. So, changing my name to trust and really embodying that trust factor, it'll I would say that it would allow me to, and I this is something that I'm working on. So it would allow me to just let go, right? Let go of those
Mm.
expectations, let go of what I think is going to happen in the future, and just know that I am serving my mission day by day. And the only thing that I need to focus on is what I'm doing today, and trust that the universe, God, life, whatever you believe in, will make it happen. So, um, yeah.
I'm trust I want. You have to say that.
Yes.
So this is my question to the audience. Imagine your name changed today and you have to choose a new name out of these four: success, trust, courage, or passion. Which of these names would you choose and what would change in your life as a result? And write your chosen word in the comments or send me a private message and you will receive a gift from me. And now you had such a beautiful example and sharing of what it means for Anastasia. I am sure that you are even more inspired to choose your quality that will change your life. And Anastasia, thank you so, so, so much for this great interview, for your energy, your wisdom, your confidence and competence, and for your courage and love and generosity to step out of being the introvert, to share the gift that you have within you with the world. So, dearly, dearly, thank you for that. So, I know you have a gift for people, and also, where can they find you?
Yes. Oh, thank you, Sophia. Thank you so much. So in my link, as you could see in my link, this is actually my link tree link. So when you click on there, when you go on there, so it's linktree.anastasialover, you're going to see a few different options of where to connect with me, where to follow me. So My free gift to you that I want to share with you, if you connect with me either on Instagram or Facebook, send me a private message. Let me know that, hey, I saw your podcast with Sophia and I want to get my free gift. So this is all you have to tell me. But I
You
do
have
have,
to ask for it.
yes,
Can I have my free gift?
yes, you do have to ask. I'd love to connect with you. Um, and so my free gift to you is a simple 5-step blueprint
Mm.
to crushing your next consultation or your next sales call. So I know that we all want to hear more yeses in our calls. And coming from 17 years in sales, I've learned a little bit of something. So I've put together this really, really simple way for you to be able to lead a conversation throughout your sales call or your consultation in a way that's going to really get your client excited to say yes. I'm not a big fan of scripts just because I know that everybody has a very different personality and it's important to let our own personality shine through. But this is a really, really great way to be able to, again, lead the conversation in a really meaningful and effective way. So I will get that out to you. All you have to do is just connect with me on one of my social media sites, and then I'll ask for your information and I'll send it out to you.
Yeah, I'm first.
Yes,
I'm getting a free gift. Super.
you got it.
We'll also put the link in the comments below as well for
Okay.
for your information. All right, professionals, thank you so much for tuning into our show, the Professionals on Air podcast, a podcast where we discuss how to walk, talk, live, and grow authentically as a professional in the 21st century. If you want to be a featured guest, please send me a direct message. To learn more about Anastasia and get her gift, visit her website and connect with her and ask for a gift. Link will be in the comments and it's also on the screen. You can see that. We appreciate your comments and feedback and can't wait to see you next Wednesday where I will introduce you to Anna Malaver, a SASE certified virtual personal stylist and visual brand consultant. As always, send us your questions. Ciao.
Thank you guys. Bye.